Welcome to Fish Food. In today's programme I'll be cooking with a humble mackerel. The first dish will be served with a sweet and sour vinegar made with ginger and coriander. And in the second dish I'll be pickling it with lemon zest, juniper and parsley. And joining me as usual in the kitchen are my three amateur chefs, James, Fiona and Sue, and Susie Atkins will be joining us later to match some drinks with these wonderful oily fish. But first I'm off to Weymouth to catch some mackerel. And to do that, I enlisted the help of local legend and fisherman Nick Nance, who has been fishing for as long as he can remember. So how far are we going out, Nick?
Well, I think we'll try Newton's Cove, first of all, just round the corner, because it seemed as though the mackerel this morning were quite close. I mean, they were actually jumping up the fleet this morning, so...
Well, you can see them leaping out.
Yeah, when they're that thick up the fleet, I suppose they'll be fairly close. I mean, we generally fish west side, west of the bill for most of our mackerel, because that's where we fish with the pots. But
are they run here all summer or all year, or?
Well, I reckon. I mean, I've been fishing 44 years, and I think they're the thickest. The mackerel are the thickest in the Weymouth area for about 30 years.
Really?
I've never seen them so thick.
So, what's your favourite way of cooking mackerel, Nick?
Favourite way? Well, I think the barbecue is about the best way.
You just
to cook mackerel, really.
Gut them and put them on
the
barbecue.
Outside in a palm leaf.
I remember those days on holiday when you come back, you see everybody, with strings of mackerel coming off the beach, and wonder where they ended up. If people ever cooked them or tackled them, and what to do with them. I mean, they're such a beautiful fish, and I mean, eaten fresh, they are absolutely gorgeous.
That's it. I mean, if you have them straight out of the sea, they are a lot different from out of a supermarket.
Well, you can't have them a couple of days old.
No,
I mean,
no, that's right. Yeah,
isn't there a rumour that they're poisonous by tea time if they're caught in the morning? Well, I know it's not true, but it's what people say with...
But the fresher you eat those sort of fish, the better. It's like a pout whiting.
Yeah.
You want to eat it at the very moment you caught it, really.
But I think that, most fish, Nick, need, straight out of the water eaten like they are, just, fantastic as they are.
The only fish I like, the best fish in the sea, is a Dover sole.
You like Dover
And you've got to make sure he hangs over both ends of the plate.
Big and fat.
And that's what you call a doormat.
When we get over to Newton's Cove, are we going to trawl for the mackerel like we do on the day trip in boats?
No, we put the feathers out. And
why do they eat feathers?
Well, it's something that's lively in the water, but it's a funny thing is, when the mackerel is scarce, feathers don't fish so well east of Portland as they do west of Portland, maybe because it's certainly deeper water west of Portland, but east of Portland they fish all right now because mackerel are everywhere. I mean, when they're thick, they get on a bent pin, but it's when they're thin and not much about, that's when you have to really fish for them.
So what do you reckon, Nick, 27 feet down?
Yeah, they're down there, just off the bottom.
How do you work out 27 feet then? Do they change?
Well,
or
I know how deep it is.
Oh, look at him, you've got another one. I want one.
Tiddler. We only had that tangled up. See, look, they were arguing over two hooks. That's the trouble. I did actually the other day catch two mackerel on one hook.
One hook?
Yeah, they both went for it. They both decided that they were owners of it.
So what is it, the motion of the feathers they like, up and down, is it? That's the secret to catching them?
You must never really stay still with your feathers. You've always got to be up and down with them. We got sayings at sea. If they're not in, they must be out, and if they're not out, they must be in. So that regards the shore or how far off we are. I like a bit of movement. When the tide's like
moving,
this, we need to just touch ahead sometimes.
Just to go.
And that raises your bait a bit.
Makes it a lot heavier as well, Nick.
Yeah.
Oh. I'm on.
That's it, Carol.
I think I got a couple here.
Carol. Yeah.
Look at these things coming up, Nick. They're fantastic.
By just raising the bait, you've got him up tail and head.
Hey, I've
got one here.
I'm making sure I've got that one. Look at him.
Yeah, you've hung him both ways. Eh? But now when we're west side, west of the bill, we look for bird feathers and bits of muck and weed and things in the water, and like creases where the tides join. We look for all sorts of signs in the water. When mackerel's scarce, you've got to try some peculiar places.
So how many fish would you catch on a day out here commercially? And you'd just be fishing like we are now? Or you'd have a few rods out?
Well, I think there's three of us we go. We have two big tanks on the deck. Take the barbs off the hooks, and any ones we stick in the side or anything else, we have to get rid of them for edibles. I think the rod's a bit... Reel's funny here.
Look at this beauty.
Oh yeah.
2 of them.
Just the 2?
Now that is what I call
them feathers,
great
Terry,
fish.
they work.
Look at these, the colours of them.
Somebody said these feathers didn't work.
And that's what you look for with mackerel. I mean, look at those colours. They're wonderful. A couple of days in the shop and they'll start to go a bit dark.
Oh, their eyes are falling.
Oh, I see what you mean about those hooks, Terry.
Cool.
Oh, one's gone back.
Right, one gone back.
Nick,
Oh, there goes the rod. Don't worry.
I'm good.
Always stick it in the holder there, look, if you want.
I'm hooked here. I don't think that was supposed to happen, Nick. Look at him.
A little bit of movement, you see.
That's my prize, look at him.
Yeah.
Stunning, great to eat.
Thing is to eat them all.
Great, we've got some mackerel. They're in lovely condition as well, nice and colourful. The first thing we need to do is take the fillets off for this dish. Although you can just cook them whole. I mean, they really are sort of good cooked on the bone as well. But I'll show you a nice easy way, James, of getting the fillets off the bone. Just hold the fish with its back to you.
Yeah.
Okay. And the knife goes in round the gills, right in tight to the head to make sure you get all of the flesh there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you can do that, James, that's great.
Yeah.
And turn the knife round so it's flat, just on the backbone.
Yeah, got it.
One hand on top of the fish to support it, and just run the knife all the way down in one go. Look at that, easy. Try not to use sawing motions, James.
Right.
Just one, then turn the fish over. Okay, in round the head, turn the knife, and just run it along the backbone. I mean, they really are one of the easiest fish to fillet. Something you can do on the beach, James, when they've just been caught. That's great, James. See how easy that is?
Easy peasy.
It's great, and there they are ready to go. And as I say, this dish can be made and eaten hot or cold, which is what's great about it. It's a sweet and sour vinegar. There's not much to it. You just take a pan, and the ingredients that I've got here are shallots, finely sliced. I've got some diced carrots. I've got some ginger, some celery, some garlic, and a little bit of fennel. That can all go in there. Just as it is, doesn't need any sweating off. A little bit of balsamic vinegar. It's going to give it some depth and some colour. And you'll be amazed at how much vinegar goes into this, and you'll think, blimey, this is a bit vinegary and a bit sharp. But we're going to add lots of caster sugar to it, which is going to give it that sweet and sour balance. Yeah. And again, there's no quantities. This is all really to your taste. In about getting this balance between sweet and sour.
I suppose you can always adjust it afterwards if
well,
you're not quite
you need to
happy
adjust
with
it during the cooking process, of course, while it's cooking.
Right.
And the sugar's going into it. It's actually kind of balancing in that sweet and sour. So that's it all together. I'm going to add some sugar to start with. So you can see that, it's all in there ready to go. That just needs to go straight onto the heat. And I'll pop that over there. That needs to go on the stove, and that'll be on there for about, just bring it to a simmering point, take it off and allow all those flavours to infuse. But one thing I have forgot to put in, which is most important, is some fresh bay leaves, and these, which are star anise. If you have a smell of those, they've got a really lovely aniseedy flavour, but it's almost smoky. You get them from any good Oriental shops, but they add a real good flavour to this dish. You have a look at that. It's great, yeah, it's delicious, isn't it?
Oh, that's amazing.
It's great. So they'll just go into the pan. And while that's coming to the boil, we'll just make sure they're all in there. Tuck everything well down, all those herbs. Now we're going to start to cook our mackerel fillets. Now the same rule applies as with other fish. It's a dry pan, get it nice and hot, and start off with vegetable oil. And again, you need heat. You don't want the fillets to fuse to the pan. And then I've got my 2 fillets. And I'm going to cook them skin side down so we get those nice and golden and nice and crisp, because that's going to be our presentation side. And for this dish, I'm going to just put them in flour. And I'm just laying them into plain flour.
No seasoning in the flour?
No seasoning in the flour at all, because we've got plenty of flavour in that vinegar. Yeah. And just give them a little pat to get that off and lay them away from you in the pan. See how they sizzle, and see how that mackerel curls up as well, where it's not so fresh. So they can go in. And because we want that nice colour, we can just push those down onto the pan. Right. Just so they're against the bottom of the pan, they're getting a nice bit of colour. The heat's going all the way through it.
For about how long?
Well, they'll be in there about probably 2 or 3 minutes on this side, just until they're golden. We'll turn them over, give them a couple of minutes on that side, and they'll be ready to go. So it's one of those dishes that's, again, nice and quick, nice and simple. But as I say, mackerel is such a great fish. It must be eaten fresh. And it's lovely just done on a barbecue. And my favourite way of doing it is one of those outdoor barbecues again. Just slash it, you know, rub it with a bit of coriander, a bit of garlic, pop it onto the barbecue, let the skin blister, take it off. Now look how lovely and golden they are as well, which is the presentation we want. We'll give them a minute on that side.
They're quite an oily fish. They give out their own oil as
It's a really nice oily fish. It stands up to really nice strong flavours, which is great. And lots of garlic. Now what I'm going to do is, I'll just move those over, and I've got some vinegar here which has been infusing. I'm just going to taste that, make sure I've got that balance right between the sweet and sour. That's perfect. If it's too sharp, add a little bit more sugar. If it's too sweet, add a little bit more vinegar. Now our mackerel's ready on that side, and we can take that off and bring those over.
That's great,
Yeah,
isn't
it's
it?
lovely.
They look great.
Yeah.
See how that flour's just crisped up, and they've got that nice sort of golden colour to it. And I always present them, one thick end to one thin end, so they fill the plate up.
So how long did it take in total? Cooking?
In total, that was about,
5 minutes.
well, 4 or 5 minutes.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
literally. And then we've got this vinegar. We'll include some of the vegetables when we put those over. So we've got lots of ginger,
It's lovely, isn't it?
the chopped shallots, and make sure there's plenty of juice on the plate as well. And what you can do,
Oh, that's nice.
it's very sharp getting in my eyes, finish it with chopped coriander, but what you can do is make up a dozen or so of these fillets, lay them out onto a tray, and then spoon the vinegar over them, and you'll find you'll be able to eat them cold. They do make a really nice sort of supper dish or a picnic dish. Join me after the break when I'll be visiting Perry's restaurant in Weymouth to find out what they do with mackerel, and I'll be doing some more cooking too. Hi and welcome back. Now I'm in sunny Weymouth, just around the corner from Portland Harbour. Weymouth is one of our oldest seaside resorts, which was first made fashionable by King George III. He used to come here to bathe regularly, and he would have been taken down to the sea in a bathing hut, just like the one behind me. Although the days of the bathing hut and George III are long gone, visitors still flock to Weymouth to enjoy its beautiful beach and delightful streets and alleyways, where you can find a wide range of restaurants, and as you would expect, a lot feature fish on the menu. It also has a working harbour with its own fishing fleet, and scalloping is big business here, although the more popular species like plaice, cod and lemon sole are landed as well. And as you would expect, there are more restaurants, including the one I was headed for, Pairings, where I met up for a bite to eat with their chef Andy Pike. Andy, thanks very much indeed for letting us into the restaurant. Fantastic location. I think this table must be booked well in advance when you've got fishing boats outside and scallop dredges. It must be great.
It's a perfect location, isn't it? And people just love looking out the window and eating fresh fish. It's perfect. Like
Well,
you
you've
say.
got that kind of association with the sea. You know it's fresh. It's straight off the quay.
That's it.
And is mackerel a popular fish in Weymouth?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
I mean, this time of year we were out fishing this morning, and we had quite a few fish that we caught in a short space of time. I mean, I love mackerel. I think it's a really brilliant fish, but people tend not to use it.
We do get the holidaymakers coming down, and they do go out on the fishing boats, catch a few mackerel, and bring them to the door, and they're chuffed to bits.
Fantastic. They
You
give
know,
you
I
something
stick it on
that's
the menu,
brilliant.
and we're all happy, aren't we?
Brilliant. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you do with them? I mean, this is a delicious dish. It's so kind of fresh.
Yeah.
You've got that lemony parsley flavour, which is great.
Well, this is a real simple dish. You don't even have to cook it. It's basically just what we did. We cleaned the mackerel, rolled the fillets up, marinated them in white vinegar with some chopped fennel, juniper berries, coriander seeds, carrot, and blanched lemon.
It's like a sort of ceviche. I mean, it's got that.
That's
really
right,
sort
yeah.
of,
And we, I did it last night, and it's
It's
been
ready
in the
this
fridge
morning.
12 hours, and it's
beautiful. I mean, and it's the actual vinegar that cooks the fish, so the
That's
fish
right,
is actually
yeah.
setting in that,
Yeah,
which
that's
is
it.
great.
yeah.
And I mean, it's such a great way to treat. It's a very humble fish, but it does have such a great flavour. And I think all the, like the lemon and the juniper,
Yeah.
and especially fennel. I
Yeah.
think fennel is a really, really lovely flavour. The aniseed flavour with it is just superb.
I think people underrate mackerel, don't they? They think of it as a cheap fish.
They do, but it's one of those fish that I think does need to be eaten fresh.
Yeah.
And sometimes inland you're not lucky enough to get it as
No,
fresh. And but here it must be.
Well, here we don't have that problem. As
No,
you can
it's
see,
great.
yeah. And it's available all the year round, isn't it, mackerel?
Absolutely.
So,
I think one of the things I really noticed about the restaurant as well, Andy, is coming in looking at your specials board. The fish is treated so simply, which is the way I really like fish to be done.
yeah, well, our philosophy is fresh fish, treat it as simply as possible, and it's a winning combination. Once you start trying to tart it about, being too complex, I think you lose the.
You lose what it's all.
Yeah, that's right. And the king of all meals would be a fresh turbot with a hollandaise sauce and new potatoes.
Absolutely.
You couldn't beat it.
No,
can
you couldn't. No,
And
not at
it's
all.
simple.
No.
And also, when you're cooking for under on a Saturday night, you can't be too complex anyway. So
No, you just want to serve it as it
That's
is
it,
and
yeah.
ready to go. And I mean, it's about letting this fish speak for itself. And you know, as you say, it doesn't need any of those overcomplicated flavours. And quite often, you know, sea salt, parsley, and lemon is enough just to bring it out. And I don't think there's anything more exhilarating really than you know, just fresh fish, you know, done very simply and very honestly, really.
I think that's the secret that you have to learn as a chef, isn't it? Not to try and be too complex with dishes. I mean, it's very easy, isn't it, to get carried away to make a mousse for this and a mousse for that, put them together. At the end of the day, you're eating real food, aren't you? You know,
Absolutely.
grilled pieces of turbot or Dover sole.
And there's something lovely about it because it is wild, hunted food, which is great, you know, and it comes in shapes and sizes and different sorts every day. I think one thing I noticed certainly about the fish nowadays is fish is much more popular than it's ever been. I think people are much more aware, and in the days of fish and chips and everything being in batter is certainly moving across. And this type of food, you know, people are really taking notice of now.
Yeah, I agree.
Is,
yeah, I mean,
but you've been doing this 10 years, Andy, haven't you?
I have, yeah.
I mean, you know, it just shows it works. You know, that kind of, you know, the way you've been at it and the way you've been doing it, and you know, it must be great here now.
It is, yeah. I mean, it's nice because you're building up a regular clientele now, and you're seeing people come back year after year, which is great.
That was a great lunch I had in Weymouth, really simple, nice and fresh. The lemon juice really lifted it with the parsley, and I like pickled fish, it's lovely. The curing process using vinegar and all these herbs and spices really does have a nice effect, and the fish is actually cooked in the vinegar. So what we do is we start off with our mackerel fillets, which I've just laid, importantly, in a non-metallic dish. So I've used a china dish, otherwise the vinegar will lift any impurities from the metallic dish itself. So it starts off just by taking the pan, I'm going to add some olive oil, and just going to warm that through. And in that, I'm going to gently sweat. There we are, the pan was nice and hot. I'm going to add some shallots to that. I'm going to add some of these lovely mustard seeds. I'm going to add some chopped carrot. Some chopped fennel, again, that nice aniseedy flavour, and be a nice crunch amongst the mackerel when it's pickled. Some juniper berries, which is quite unusual, but really nice in a fish dish. It's that sort of quite kick, and of course
Will they soften up a bit?
They will soften up a bit overnight, yeah, they will. And I'm just going to add a little bit of sugar because a lot of vinegar goes into this, and I really just want to take the edge off the vinegar with the sugar. I don't want it sweet and sour like last time we did. And then, of course, good distilled white wine vinegar. So plenty of that in there. That's really going to be our marinade. So that's all ready to go. Okay, and it couldn't be easier because now that's done, the sugar would dissolve in the vinegar. It just goes straight over the mackerel. Like that.
Gosh.
Okay, make sure the mackerel's well covered. All right, that's done. That then goes in the fridge for 24 hours.
Why
Okay,
24 hours?
It just, the pickling process, you know, allows the vinegar to actually cook the fish and the flavours to get in. Now I've got some in here that I put in last night, and you can see a change in the fillets.
Oh wow.
You can see how they've cooked.
They have cooked.
Yeah.
And the vinegar has actually done its job, and they've all cooked, and you know, it's still retained its nice sort of fresh flavour. Now to finish it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some lemon zest, you know, really kind of bring it all out, and some fresh chopped parsley into there. And to serve them, you serve them traditionally like old roll mops. I mean, just look at those colours in there already. That's great. But what we're going to do is we're going to roll them, just like that. So we've still got all those vegetables in the middle, and just with a cocktail stick. You have a go at rolling one of the other ones, Sue. And then you can just put that in the middle of the plate like that. And if I take a spoon, okay, you have a go. Easy job. And just secure it with one of those cocktail sticks just through it. And then just leave it on the side of the dish.
It's like an
So all the
upmarket
way
roll
through.
mop,
It is,
basically.
yeah. I mean,
It is, yeah.
roll mops are lovely, and a dash of sour cream with this would be really great. And then, of course, you've got all these lovely pickled vegetables in there as well. This is a nice summertime dish. It's
Yeah.
one of those things that,
Nice.
you know, you can make sort of, you know, night before. You know,
Nice starter.
great little starter, or just, you know, a bit of chunky bread. Let's say a dollop of sour cream would work extremely well, and you've got all those.
And you'd eat the skin as well?
Oh,
That's
everything.
fine to eat? Yeah.
Everything's all ready to go.
Wow.
And that's it.
Because I suppose the natural oils
And you know,
would be in the skin, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, they're delicious. I mean, it really does take on a little bit of
God.
parsley leaf on
Yeah,
top of
that's
that.
lovely.
really
And that would be your lunch,
Look
so
at that.
nice and
It's
easy.
lovely.
And you can serve that for loads of people. I mean, if you pickle that the night before, you roll them all up. I mean, you can do it for 10, 15, you know, 6, 7, 8
Yeah.
people. And people love it. Mackerel's one of the most humble fish there is, but it's quite oily, and I know both of these dishes were pickled. I mean, one more than the other. I mean, did it give you a problem in
It
matching
gave me
drinks
a
with it?
massive problem, Mitch.
Right.
These were
We
very,
threw that one in.
they were very, very difficult dishes to match with wine. I've come up with 3 different drinks here, but as you see, they're not all wine at all. We were looking at something very oily, very powerful flavours, Pickling. I mean, vinegar is a wine killer. Can you have you ever tried to match dry white wine with vinaigrette dressing? So, vinegar, absolutely terrible for wine. So I was reduced to choosing the most simple, straightforward, acidic dry white, because then the acidity will match up to the pickling. And so I've come up with muscadet, a good example of muscadet. And I think really it's just about the only thing that will work here on the wine front, because reds are horrible with very oily fish. With pickles, no, absolutely disastrous.
But there was ginger and sugar and sweet and sour kind
well,
of
it was like an
flavours.
obstacle course, Mitch. I mean, this is death to wine, basically.
Oh, yes.
So muscadet would be my
Thanks.
safe bet option there, but really very, very tricky, both dishes. Sweet and sour flavours, I mean, really hard work for any wine. So go for something very simple. This is dead simple, just fresh, straightforward.
We're talking about wine, so I mean, it doesn't always have to be wine with
It
fish.
doesn't have to be wine,
This looks great. We've got spirits.
exactly. I've gone for two very different things here because I really couldn't go much further with wine than muscadet. I've gone for beer, a good Czech lager like Budvar, chill it hard. That will actually wash down an awful lot of difficult flavours. So it is
Wash
a bit
down?
like
What do you mean, wash it away?
it's me admitting defeat, I have to say, because you're going to wash it down with a lager. You're obviously not going for a marriage of flavours there. You're going for something that will just be a foil to it, just be refreshing. But a good cold beer will work in this instance better than the clash of many wines. Now with juniper berry flavours, I had a bit of a brainwave. I thought, gin, because gin, of course, one of the great aromas and flavours of gin is the juniper berry. So what I thought was, and we won't taste it now because we all know what gin tastes like. But
Glasses of neat gin.
Yeah. A very good brand of gin, a very, very good quality gin. And I thought a lovely, refreshing gin and tonic, ice cubes, slice of lemon, and I thought that would be a smashing match for this. But I must admit to a bit of defeat on the wine front.
The Scandinavians love their pickled herrings.
Exactly.
So what would they drink with it?
Well, they'd have vodka, of course.
Well,
Vodka would be something that would go well, but vodka has, of course, quite a very neutral flavour. I think the gin will actually, if the juniper berry flavour is coming out in the dish, it will be a more interesting match with gin. But vodka might work too.
And vodka just served in ice cold chilled
Shot
shots,
glasses, why not?
Wow,
So,
fabulous. What a
but
meal you could have with that.
not too many really at the same time with your food. Or you're really going to miss out on the food, aren't you? You're not going to know what's
A
happening.
shot per mouthful.
But yeah, schnapps would be a very nice thing with it too. But I've got an idea that gin with that juniper characteristic will actually marry well with it rather than just wash it down.
great.
So
I would never have thought of
Perfect
that.
idea.
a bit different there.
I like it. Be a very short lunch.
Be a very good lunch.
Depends on the mackerel.
Not sure you get much done after lunch,
No.
but otherwise, yes, muscadet is a relatively bland.